Imagine a little boy once wordless, now speaking a simple phrase. A young girl who didn't relate to others, greeting her teacher. A child who wouldn't eat, enjoying a meal. A child with a behavioral disability, participating harmoniously in a classroom. All this is made possible by the Marcus Institute, an organization that turns disabilities into possibilities. The Marcus Institute is where parents and their children find hope and is nationally recognized for its excellence in providing comprehensive services for children and adolescents with developmental disabilities. The Marcus Institute was founded in 1991 by Bernie and Billy Marcus to bring together the many services needed to help children with developmental disabilities.
The mission of the Marcus Institute is to treat as many children as we can throughout the state of Georgia and beyond who have developmental disabilities. This institute was founded in 1991. Bernie Marcus at that time was the chairman of Home Depot, and he had a longtime secretary who worked for him, and she had a child with cerebral palsy, which Mr. Marcus knew. But one day she came into his office in 1991 and said, "I'm going to have to resign. Because I cannot find a place who can take care of my 12-year-old son with cerebral palsy." And Bernie Marcus said that can't be. There has got to be a place in Metro Atlanta. And she said, "No, there's not, I've looked." And so from that point forward, in 1991, Bernie and Billy Marcus have invested substantial funds to create a place that mother, his secretary, could take her child to. And that was the beginning.
Since its inception, the Marcus Institute has treated over 24,000 children with developmental disabilities, most often with very positive results. The Marcus Institute seeks to enhance the lives of those living with a developmental disability, as well as their families, by providing each child with the right support needed to reach his or her full potential, all in one place.
The Marcus Institute's necessary because we provide unique services for not only the state of Georgia, but for the Southeast. In one place, children with developmental disabilities and children who have been maltreated can receive multidisciplinary services that are coordinated right under this one roof.
One of the key ingredients for the success of the Marcus Institute is its welcoming atmosphere. Here, children are encouraged to develop self-confidence and acquire the skills that are the building blocks of learning. The Marcus Institute is committed to helping children by giving them and their families a higher quality of life and turning their disabilities into possibilities.
We were pretty desperate parents. Patrick only ate potatoes, and that was potato chips, so only one brand, and he ate the fries that we made from it, period. That's all he ate. And this program was dead on for what he needed. I'm very pleased.
I was so scared coming here. I was just a wreck. And you're still, I think part of you still in denial, and you're just a ball of emotions. And from the moment I walked through these doors, I just had the most incredible experience. Everyone was so warm, and I felt very safe, and I felt like I was listened to for the first time. I felt like no one was looking at me like I was some crazy mother who was overreacting about my child. I felt like I was in a place of comfort and strength, and it was a wonderful, positive experience.
I like to think that we provide hope for the families because we have established the program with the thought that our children will be going on and participating successfully in public school programs. And we've designed the program so that our classrooms and our curriculum replicates what's done in the area public schools. So I think from starting at that vantage point that we have the hope that the child will make that transition, I think that gives families hope that they can look forward to one day sending their child with autism to school with the brother or the sister.
One of the things that parents have made clear to us is that they want the medical professional community to learn that besides medicine and besides behavior plans, they want hope dispensed. And that's certainly a focus in working with parents about to coin what's on our letterhead to turn disabilities into possibilities.
The Marcus Institute has been said to be a place that has saved some of our children's lives. We have had parents who come and say, without the Marcus Institute, my daughter wouldn't have made it any further.
They have just been supportive on all levels. I mean, medical, psychological, emotional, physical. It's a lot of physical work.
The Marcus Institute addresses the growing needs of children with developmental disabilities. Statistics show that neuron development and neurobehavioral problems are now affecting 1 out of every 20 children. These types of problems are numerous and wide-ranging. The incidence of autism is ever increasing. In Georgia alone, thousands of children are challenged with this disability, which can range from mild to severe.
30 years ago, the prevalence or the statistic that was given for autism would be perhaps 1 out of every 100,000 children, and currently it's 1 out of 166 children, with 1 girl to every 4 boys. It's extremely important that these children get diagnosed early, and we can reliably diagnose as early as 18 months, and it's essential that they be provided with intervention services as soon as possible.
Early assessment and diagnosis of developmental and neurological disorders is essential to maximize the child's potential and minimize or circumvent learning and behavior problems in later years. The Marcus Behavior Center emphasizes treating problem behaviors before they become complex, well-established behavior patterns.
The earlier one intervenes with children, especially the more serious disorders such as autism and developmental disabilities, the more lifetime costs throughout that child's later childhood and certainly adulthood are saved. And some families make gigantic sacrifices to make sure that their children get the proper services to prevent the longer-term damage that can be done without the intervention.
When I see his sessions, I understand just how deep this is, and it's nothing to play with. And you know, if it's not helped, it can be very dangerous to his health. So I'm grateful.
Each child's program is individually designed. Focusing on the individual's strengths, the Marcus Institute programs help children reach their full potential through the evaluation and development of academic and social skills.
The direct person that spends the majority of the day with a child, if the child's in one of the programs, is called a behavioral specialist or a clinical specialist. And they engage the children from the minute they get off the bus or the minute their parent holding their hand introduces them with preferred activities, with hugs, and with endless amounts of praise. If you go downstairs at any time of the day, you'll hear, "Good job, Jimmy," and "Way to go, Shanta," and so forth. And the enthusiasm is just without bounds. And you'll see that the children, most of the time, bond very quickly with the staff. Of course, there's the tough kids, and that takes longer sometimes. But even our feeding kids who come in very unhappy to have food put in their mouths when they're not used to it, within a couple of weeks are smiling their way and clapping their way through feeding sessions, and the parents are bubbling over with enthusiasm that their child's eating for the first time.